Okay, so we're gonna finish the unit this Friday. So our test is gonna be on everything we've learned. So let me review everything we learned this few weeks, okay? We're gonna be taking a test. So everything we talk about in this unit. For our first review, I'm gonna be looking at questions 43 through 54. Okay, so from our notes, questions 43 through 54. Let's take a look at the first four questions, 43 through 46. So let's take a look at those. So I'm just looking at the mean. Now the mean, we talk about before the mean. Remember, this is just review. What we do for the mean, another word for mean is average. What we do for the average is let me add everything. So looking at question number 43, I'm going to add all my numbers. 5.75 plus 6.5 plus 6.75 plus 7, right? I'm going to add everything. And in this case, it gives me 73.25. I said, that's the first thing that I do. I add. And then once I added everything, I'm going to divide this by how many numbers I added. I can count how many numbers I have here. There's 10 of them. So 73.25 divided by 10 gives me 7.325. Okay, now my answer should only have 2 decimal places, but I see 3 decimal places. What I call a decimal place is how many numbers after the decimal point. Well, I will always take a look at the third decimal place. In this case, I'm looking at this 5 because it is big enough. Big enough is 5 or more. It's going to bring my decimal up. If my third decimal number was a small number, 4 or less, my answer would just be 7.32. Again, if my third decimal number was small, 4 or less, 7.32. But because it is big, I'm going to call this 7.33. Again, my answer should only be 2 decimal places, but I brought it up because my third decimal number was big enough. Big enough is 5 or more. All right, let's take a look at number 44. Each dot represents a number. I see on the 3, I see 4 dots, so there's 4 3s. There's 1 5, 1 6, 2 7s, and 1 11. So for the mean or average, let me add everything to begin with. Right, I'm going to add everything. It gives me 48. Let me divide this by how many numbers I see. Right, I can easily count the dots. There's 9 of them. So 48 divided by 9 is 5 points and a bunch of 3s. Again, I take a look at the third decimal number, which in this case is A3. It is small enough. Small enough is 4 or less, so I'm just going to ignore it. My answer will be 5.33. Again, my answer should only have 2 decimal places. But I do take a look at the third one to see if I bring up, like I did in number 43, I bring up my numbers, or do I just ignore it like I did in number 44? I bring up my numbers when the third decimal number is big enough, 5 or more, and I just ignore it if it's 4 or less. All right, let's take a look at number 45. Let me just add my numbers. Using a calculator, I get to 10,755.1, right? I added everything, and I'm going to divide this by how many numbers I added. There's 9 numbers, so let me divide this by 9. I do take a look at the third decimal number. It is too small, so I'm just going to ignore this. So my answer would be 1,195.01. Notice how my answers, they only have 2 decimal places. My calculator, when I'm computing this, it gives me a bunch of numbers, but notice how my answers only have 2 decimal places. All right, let's take a look at number 46. Let me add everything. And the numbers I'm looking at are not the numbers at the bottom, are the numbers on the left. I see my first bar goes up to 9. And then 11 and 11. So make sure you're looking at the numbers on the side, not the numbers at the bottom. So let me add all my numbers to begin with. So I have 9 plus 11 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus another 12 plus 13, 13, and 13. I added everything and gave me 107. I'm going to divide this by how many I have. There's 9 bars, so that means I added 9 numbers. So 107 divided by 9. I do take a look at the third decimal number. This big enough, right? 5 or more is big. So my answer will be 11.89. So for the mean or average, that's another word for mean, we add everything and we divide it by how many numbers we added. And then take a look at your decimals. Your answer should only have 2 decimal places. All right, so now let's take a look at the median. Let's review median. Median sounds like middle. It's basically the number in the middle. The hardest part, the hardest thing we're going to be doing is listing the numbers from small to large. Question number 47, again, I'm looking at the numbers on the left. So I'm gonna list them from small to large. 17, 19, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 23, and 24. I'm gonna list them from small to large. This is the hard part of this question. Then I gotta find what's the number in the middle, right? Median sounds middle. So which one's the number in the middle? The way I'm gonna do this, let me cancel the smallest number and the largest number. So I'm gonna cancel them out. I just made my list a little bit smaller. Then from the list that I have now, let me do it again. Let me cancel the smallest number and the largest number. And again, and again, and again. That number in the middle, the number I did not cancel, that's the median. That's the number in the middle. So in this case, the median is 22. All right, let's take a look at number 48. I'm gonna list my numbers from smallest to largest. I need to find a number in the middle. So I'm gonna cancel the smallest number and the largest number. And again, and again, and again. I'm left off with one number in the center. So that's a number in the middle. Median is a number in the middle. So my answer will be 5,041. Now let's take a look at number 49. Let me list my numbers from small to large. Once I list them from small to large, let me cancel the smallest number and the largest number, and again, and again, and again. Now, there's 2 numbers in the center, though. Now I don't have 1, I have 2 numbers. So I'm looking at what's in between them. Because it happens to be the same number, 16 and 16, in between them is 16. Now, if the numbers were different, because sometimes that will happen, I have 2 numbers in the center and it's not the same number. What I will do, I will add the 2 numbers and divide it by 2. I can do it in this case as well. 16 plus 16 is 32. Divided by 2 is 16. Right? Add the 2 numbers divided by 2. Okay, let's take a look at number 50. Let me list my numbers from small to large. Let me cancel the smallest number and the largest number. And again, and again, again, and again. This time I'm left off with only one number, that's the median. So the median is 5. I'm asking for median is which number is in the middle. Sometimes it's just one number. Sometimes there might be 2, like question number 49. If the numbers are different, like if question number 49, the numbers were different, I'll add the numbers and divide it by 2. All right, now the last thing we're gonna review for today is the lower quartiles, the upper quartiles, and the interquartile range. Now what I'm going to do, first of all, let me list my numbers from small to large. So kind of like I did the median, let me find the number in the middle. Let me find the median. Let me cancel the smallest and the largest, and again, and again, and again. I find that the median is 11. Now, the median, the interesting part of the median is that it separates my numbers. There's the lower half, right? The numbers 3 through 8. And there's the upper half, the big numbers, 13 through 18. For my lower quartile, I'm looking at my low numbers, right? 3, 3, 4, 8, and I want to find out what number it is in the middle. Kind of like I was doing the median on that side. And I will find out the median, the number in the middle, is right in between 3 and 4. right? Including decimals, probably you guys can already figure out what's a number between 3 and 4. You guys could figure out using decimals. If we could not, we're going to add the numbers and divide by 2. So in my case, let me go 3 plus 4 divided by 2, and it's 3.5. Now, when we think about it, yeah, 3.5 was a number right in between 3 and 4. That's my lower quartile. Now, looking to the numbers to the right of the median, right, 13, 15, 17, and 18, let me find the one in the middle, which in this case is right in between 15 and 17. But we can probably think about it, between 15 and 17. What's the number in the middle? If you cannot figure it out, we're going to add the numbers 15 plus 17 divided by 2, and that gives us 16. That's my upper quartile. Notice how in the instructions I said find the lower quartile and upper quartile. We already found them. The lower quartile is 3.5, the upper quartile is 16. Now for the interquartile range, I'm going to subtract those two numbers. So 16 minus 3.5, and it gives me 12.5. So my interquartile range is 12.5. For the homework, I will only ask for the interquartile range, because in order for you to find the interquartile range, you do have to find the lower quartile and the upper quartile, right? You have to find everything anyway. So for the homework, I will only ask for the interquartile range. But remember, you need to find the lower quartile first, the upper quartile, and then subtract them. All right, let's take a look at another example. Question number 52. First thing I'm going to do, let me put my numbers in order from small to large. So 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 6, 6, 9, 9. I put my numbers from small to large. Let me find the median. Let me cancel the smallest number and the largest number. And again, and again, and again. It gives me the median is 4. Now looking to the numbers to the left of my median. So looking at the first 4 numbers, let me find the middle. Let me find the median of that. And that is between 3 and 3. All right, between 3 and 3, I'm just going to say it's 3, right? It's the same number. My lower quartile is 3. Now let me find my upper quartile. Looking at the high 4 numbers, the middle will be right here between 6 and 9. Right, I could ask you, what's the number between 6 and 9? We cannot figure out. We're going to add 6 and 9 divided by 2. Right, 6 plus 9 divided by 2 gives me 7.5. The lower quartile is 3. The upper quartile is 7.5. Now the interquartile range, let me subtract those two numbers. 7.5 minus 3, that gives me 4.5. So my interquartile range is 4.5. Let's take a look at number 53. Let me put my numbers from small to large. And again, I'm looking at the numbers on the left, not the numbers at the bottom. So I put my numbers from small to large. I need to find the median. So I need to find the middle. So I'm going to cancel the smallest number and the largest number. I'm going to do that again. Let me cancel the smallest and the largest. And again, and again, and again. So I get that the median is 6. Now looking at the numbers to the left of the median, there's 5 numbers, right? 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. Let me find the number in the middle, which in this case is 5. I'm going to say my lower quartile is 5. Now to the numbers on the right of the median, right? There's a 6, 7, 7, 7, 7. I'm going to say the one in the middle is there, which is 7. So my upper quartile is 7, right? My lower quartile is 5. My upper quartile is 7. Now for the interquartile range, I'm going to subtract those two numbers. 7 minus 5 is 2. So my interquartile range is 2. Let's take a look at number 54. Let me list my numbers from small to large. Let me find the median. Let me cancel the smallest number and the largest. And again, and again, and again. My median is 74. Now, in the numbers on the left, I'm going to say the median of those four numbers is right in between 58 and 62. Right? I want to know what's right in the middle between 58 and 62. The way I can figure that out, I'm going to add the two numbers, 58 plus 62, and then divide it by 2. And that gives me 60. Right? 60 is a number right in between 58 and 62. So that's my lower quartile. For me to find the upper quartile, let me find on the numbers on the right, let me find the middle. And that's between 80 and 80. So the number between that is 80, right? It's the same number. So my upper quartile is 80. For my interquartile range, let me go 80 minus 60, which is 20.